Wanna take a look at the drawings I've been making in Procreate on iPad? Too late, you already clicked the video. Well, hello there, I'm Détroit. I'm gonna show you my iPad and get you started with Procreate. Then I'll show you a few drawings I've made with it. Let's do it, but remember to subscribe after you've watched the video. Here's my iPad. Let me take it out of its case and we can review it. I had to write all of what I wanted to say so I could then film this. This is cheating. I'm not talking and moving at the same time. Anyway, this is an iPad Pro 12.9 inches, 4th generation from 2021. I bought it a few months ago, not new but reconditioned, so basically new but cheaper. It cost me 1,200 euros. As you've seen, I bought a case to protect it and to use as a tablet holder at the same time. That was 20 bucks, I think. And finally, we have the Apple Pencil 2nd generation here, the stylus for the iPad. This little white thing is 150 euros. It's really expensive, but also it's really good. So here we have all this. So far, it's just a very expensive shiny screen. Let's turn it on. Procreate is an app that I bought for 10 euros. Compared to the rest, it certainly didn't break the bank, so I bought it without hesitation. Procreate is, I won't say good, but also frustrating. When you create a file with the plus over there, you can choose the size of the canvas, like this. Something you need to know before starting a big project, the number of layers you can use is conditioned by the size of your file. For example, if you make a 4K picture, you can only have 20 layers at full DPI. If you lower the resolution, you can have more layers. Basically, you have to condition your workflow to the program, which can be a bit constraining if you're like me and your workflow is layer heavy. You can note though that if you want to record a video of your process, you need to change the parameters before making a single stroke. You cannot change these settings once you start drawing. I learned that the hard way by having a cool drawing being all pixelated in the video render. Something I had to do straight away when I opened Procreate for the first time is visit these settings over there, pressure and smoothing. I am so used to the stylus on the XP Pen tablet I use, and I found the Apple Pencil responsive in a strange way. Here's a full canvas of my experiments to get the pressure sensitivity curve right where I want it to be, in order to make a smooth pressure variation. This is my best attempt at emulating my usual stylus. Now that everything is set up properly, you can start drawing. If you want more information on the brushes and stuff, you should look at a proper tutorial. Instead, I'm gonna share my thoughts on how it works. What is nice is having the double bar on the left. Tweaking size and opacity is something you do constantly, and you can use your free hand, so my left, while you draw. The default middle button is for color picking, which is also useful. To undo a stroke, you can tap the arrow or double tap 2 fingers on the screen. Again, that's pretty convenient. Another great point about Procreate is the color selection tab. This color wheel you can seamlessly change to sliders or swatches, it's incredible. Now onto the layers tab. Moving around layers is a bit janky in my tastes, and accessing the different options is not as simple as I would like. For example, if you make a mask, I don't like that it's presented as a whole new layer. The minimalism of the information you can see at a glance is nice at first, but when you start juggling 30 layers, it's a bit of a pain to understand. Some things, like making a group of layers, I have yet to figure out how to do. I mean, I can look it up, but having to look it up is something I don't like. Over there you also have all sorts of settings you'll use to export your drawings and stuff, and you also have the canvas information. You can name your piece and see the stats of your process, like the number of strokes and the layers used. I'm gonna keep talking, but I'm kind of running out of footage, so let me show you the drawing process of a few pictures. Procreate is a good representation of my relationship with Apple products. They are really good and easy to use, powerful and all, but to a certain extent. Because everything is so easy, once you want to do something a bit different, you just can't. For example, dropping files between an iPad and a PC, it's so much harder than necessary for no reason. In Procreate, you can do the same things as in Photoshop, as long as it's not too complicated. I haven't explored everything yet, but most of what you need you can find easily. Another big point I want to apprehend is about the pressure of the pencil and the brushes. Again, it's because I'm so used to how my brushes work on Photoshop on my computer, but I find it hard to make a brush that I like apart from the default brushes. Combining opacity and size both with the pressure is hard to do right, and I still don't have the right brush for the style of painting I like to do. Finally, I want to talk about video renders. Something Procreate does really good overall, but again, the lack of control makes it less great in my opinion. Having Procreate take a picture after every stroke you make is really good and doesn't take any computing power. Then all these frames are put together to make a video render. It's so easy. However, it takes a picture of the entire canvas. The video process to your drawing are smooth and good looking for social media, but sometimes, to show a process, I would like you to be able to see how I rotate and zoom in and out of the picture. Why not have a checkbox that allows you to take a screenshot at every stroke instead of just a picture of the canvas? Also, having a still image of every stroke and change made doesn't really reflect part of the process. Making a line is quick enough, but let's say I'm changing the saturation of something. I might change the curves for a full minute before settling, but with the still image, it changes instantaneously. It's not the best representation of the process overall. So far, after playing around with this iPad for a while, I genuinely love it, and I think it's really good. However, in my opinion, it will never replace Photoshop on a real graphics tablet interface. All the keyboard shortcuts to switch between different tools that would take me 1/10 of a second, here I need to manually search for them every time. I don't want to judge the brushes too harshly because I'm still getting used to them, but I might have things to say about them in the future. Same with the selection tool and the color fill tool. I haven't figured it out properly yet. Something that bothers me greatly is when you select a small portion of the picture and the selection square around it is too small. Every time you want to move it, you accidentally resize it. So you have to zoom to make the square big enough to touch the middle of it and not the sides. But then you can only slowly move it. You see, it's small touches like that throw a bit of shade on an otherwise really good drawing app. For these reasons, if you're looking to get started into digital art, I would recommend you buy a €100 Wacom Intuos or Bamboo and use Photoshop or another alternative. Photoshop is really expensive, but I do use a cracked version which is free. Let's not say it too loud, forget I said that. Anyway, don't start with an iPad. It's a really fancy tablet, and if your only use of it is drawing, then it's not worth it. I bought it only because I also use it every day in taking notes, reading papers, writing, things for my scientific job and for my book projects. So, I think that's it for the video. I usually show you the finished drawing at the end, but here it's a bit different. All the drawings you've seen today are stuff I posted to Instagram, so head over there if you want to see original art you can't find anywhere else, like on this YouTube channel. You can also still subscribe, like the video and leave a comment. Maybe you could tell me what you think of Procreate if you use it too. Or you can tell me if I'm doing something badly here. I do want to learn the program better. We're here to progress on our arts journey together. I'm no teacher, I'm a fellow student like you. I'm Detroit and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!